Today is the very first day of the month of August. Now, the month of August is a very significant month in Kenya because in the past, in our history, many crazy things have happened to the nation called Kenya in the month of August. Some have completely changed the course of our politics. Some have been tragedies. Some have been unexpected things. The month of August is a month, especially in the country called Kenya, where one needs to be cautious. But especially in the year 2023, this year, this August, my strong advice is for us Kenyans to be very cautious. Because even as I speak, dark clouds hang over the nation called Kenya, spiritually speaking. Very dark clouds. Okay? We all know what is happening in the country. We have the peace talks which are about to kick off. And one of the things I am not predicting is a handshake. Let me make that very clear. In my opinion, a handshake will never happen. Okay? And you can take me up on that one. It will never ever happen. I believe I've given you the reasons in my past videos. Yeah, I don't want to repeat myself. But the long and short of it is one English word. Sincerity. Yeah. On one side of the political divide. If people are sincere, then things can work. But if people are not sincere, that is, you come to the table, but you have your other plans. Yeah, you're just coming to the table for the sake of it. Then how can you ever reach an agreement? Yeah, that's one of the reasons. The second reason is the long-suffering people of Kenya. Okay? Who have been pushed to a wall. So far, totally ignored. Okay? So, no handshake. And my very sincere apology if I've burst somebody's bubble. Yeah, because I know there are many of us out there promoting, very sure, a handshake slowly. Let's wait and see. Now, I have no idea what major event is going to take place, unfold in our country in August. And I have no idea whether ultimately it will be good or bad for the country. Okay? But I know something major is coming. So let's go back in history very quickly and look at some of the major things that have happened in our country in the month of August. 21st August 1961. What happened on that day? Johnston Kamau, better known to Kenyans as Jomo Kenyatta, was finally released from incarceration by the colonial government. Of course, that completely changed the course of Kenyan politics. Okay? Now, this is very interesting. That was the 21st of August. On the 22nd of August, in another year, 1978, the founding father of the nation, the first president, that same Jomo Kenyatta who had been released in 1961, passed on while still in office. It is widely believed that this happened in the South Coast, somewhere close to a place called Msambweni. You'll not find that in any history book. Yeah, but trust me, those are the facts. Then, super fascinating, the very next day in another year, the 23rd of August 2003, Kenya's then sitting vice president, Michael Kijana Wamalwa, passed on at a London hospital. To this day, the real cause of his death has never been released. Yeah, we've just been told a long illness. Although information has come in from other quarters that it was complications related to HIV/AIDS. And on a day like this one, 1st of August 1982, most of us know what happened. There was a botched coup attempt that cost so many Kenyan lives. Yeah, 1st of August 1982. And of course that event changed the course of Kenyan politics. It was also in this dark month of August, in the year 1992, that the great, mighty colossus of a political party called Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, FORD, split into two, thus handing over the presidency back to Moi. The presidential elections were held later that year in December, thus handing over the presidency to Moi on a silver platter. The two parties which emerged from the single FORD were FORD Asili, led by Kenneth Stanley Njindo Matiba, and FORD Kenya, led by Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. And then on 7th August 1998, something really terrible happened in Kenya. I'm wondering how many of us can guess what it is. It was the bombing of the US Embassy, bang in the middle of the Nairobi CBD. And Al-Qaeda took responsibility. Actually, on that day there were twin bombings, one in Nairobi, the other one in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, also in the US Embassy in that country. There were scores of casualties. By the way, for the sake of younger Kenyans, the US Embassy in those days was right next to Cooperative House, that tall glass building at the corner of Moi Avenue and Haile Selassie Avenue, Nairobi. Let me end this on a happy note. What happened on 4th August 2010? I think most of you can already guess. It is that day that Kenyans went to the polls in a constitutional referendum, and 68.6%, an overwhelming majority of Kenyans, voted in our new, beautiful, unique 2010 Constitution. That some people are using as toilet paper these days. But it is still there. I urge those people, some of whom are in power, to read or to reread our Constitution. Life in Kenya would be much better if they did so. Let me just leave it at that. So friends, followers, subscribers, supporters of the Kumekucha brand, let us be super careful during this month of August. I have a Bible verse on the screen that should be our verse for this month of August. And finally, very quickly before I go, weekly intelligence briefings number 113. Iko kwa jiko. It's cooking. And within the next 2 or 3 days, itakuwa imeiva. So this is a good opportunity to make sure that your subscription is up to date. And if you want to join this unique family, I believe you can see details on your screens right now. Whether you want to join or you want to renew, take advantage of this, our very latest offer. It's not as good as the last one, but I believe we're succeeding in our efforts to keep it very low, in these very hard times Kenyans and many others all over the world are facing. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.